The three beaches are called Pantanassa. Oh, jumping all over the place. So, good morning. We're on our way to visit three beaches this morning. So we've been thinking about it this week and what actually happens when people arrive in Heraklion. Now, with the explosion of Airbnbs and short-term lettings around city centres, people don't really know where to go when they arrive. So they get there, they spend a day in the city, they're there for 3 nights, and then they suddenly realise that it's 100 degrees and they really need to find somewhere to have a swim. Now, in Heraklion, there are 2 areas that you can go to swim. So there is Kokini and there is Amaldara, but they're both big beaches, and if it's blustery or windy, which in Crete it quite often is, they're not really very suitable to swim at, let's say, because it can be wavy. So if you're looking for something a little bit more secluded, maybe with less wind and less people, there are 3 fantastic beaches that are very close to the city centre. You do need transport, so you would need a car, bike, or maybe a quad, or not that I'm recommending quads here, but you know, if that's your form of transport. And you're looking at about 15 minutes outside of the city centre for the first one, and then there are 3 in a row. The 3 beaches are called Pantanassa, Helidoni and Paliokastro, and the first one we're just coming up to now is Pantanassa. The road is very bumpy, so we're being thrown all over the place here. Typical Greece, but anyway, we've arrived.
The stone plaque at the entrance tells us that the harbour was inaugurated in 2003. It used to be quite a large beach surrounded by a dense pine forest. However, after the harbour was built, some of the locals felt that the beach had lost its original charm. That said, there are still a few trees at the back of the beach, and personally I think it remains a very charming and peaceful spot. The area takes its name from the Panagia Pantanassa monastery located at the top of the hill. Originally established to carry out charitable work, it now runs as a nunnery and offers a serene contrast to the seaside below.
So we've arrived here in Pantanassa, and normally I would drive straight past the harbour and go straight to the little beach, but today we've had a walk around the harbour. It's really lovely. It's one of these harbours that was actually built in quite recent history, so it's not like an ancient harbour like you find in most places around Greece. But apparently the beach used to be most of the area here, and then they took part of the area, turned it into a harbour, and then you've got the end just after the harbour where the little bay still remains. And on a windy day like this, it's quite a good place to come because it's quite sheltered.
The beach here is quiet and picturesque with a kind of laid-back hippie feel. It's never too crowded, making it a great spot whether you're visiting on your own or on a day out with the family. The best way to describe the beach is gritty, a mix of shingle, sand and stones, but the real highlight here is the shallow, crystal clear waters. As you can see, even on a blustery day, the sea stays relatively calm, perfect for a refreshing swim or just soaking in the view. The beach is equipped with sunbeds and umbrellas for those looking to relax in comfort, and there's a small cantina where you can grab snacks and drinks. However, if you are after a full-on meal, then there are a couple of lovely traditional tavernas in the harbour area. I just wanted to say a quick word here about the junctions on the high road. If you've never visited Greece before, they can be really dangerous. You've got to stay alert because in many places there aren't proper slip roads for getting on or coming off the high road. That means cars are often pulling in just as others are trying to pull out. Definitely a topic for another video, I think.
Right, where are we heading now?
Helidoni.
Helidoni Beach, yeah?
Yep. Thank you. That was quick.
So we've just arrived in Helidoni. It's taken us 5 minutes to get here from Pantanassa beach. And as you can see down the side of me, the waters are amazing here. Very turquoise. It has a fantastic beach bar. So this is maybe more for the lively day out, for the trendy set, for young people. They're going to love this beach. It's definitely one of my favourites.
Helidoni Beach, named after the swallow, as in the bird, is symbolic in Greek culture, often associated with the spring, good fortune and freedom and hope. Now, on the day that we visited, the winds really did whip up, but as you can see in the bay below, the waters remain remarkably calm, so perfect for a float about in the sea. Now, getting down to the beach is fine if you are able-bodied, but if you have any walking issues whatsoever, this beach is definitely not for you. Having said that, they have done a fantastic job here with every attention to detail. You don't often see this around Crete. In most places you don't find beautiful stairways like this. Instead, we are normally scrambling down mountainsides and over rocks to find secluded bays. Getting down was quick and easy. It only took a few minutes, but after a few lazy hours by the sea, the climb back up was a bit of a struggle, to say the least. The turquoise waters here are calm, shallow and safe, with a mixture of sand and small pebbles underfoot. And at either side of this beautiful bay it's very rocky, so a great beach to do a bit of snorkelling. There are very comfortable sunbeds and umbrellas, but not much space to put your picnic blanket and towels, so come early to get a bed so as not to be disappointed. Some of the locals will leave around 2 o'clock to go home for dinner, so you may be lucky to get a sunbed in the afternoon wait. Sunday, of course, is always the busiest day. We were pleasantly surprised by the snack bar, small menu but with a great selection of meals, snacks, drinks and even cocktails. The staff were super friendly, the service was spot on and the whole place had a great vibe with music and a buzzing atmosphere. It was certainly a great place for us to while away the afternoon, people watch and have a drink.
So now we're off to Paliokastro beach, which is on the road to Hanya, and it's the last past the other two.
Excellent.
Yeah, they're all very close to each other, right next door. We literally come up, go down, come up, go down.
So this beautiful little beach is literally situated under a bridge on the main highway that leads to Rethymnon and Hania. And if you didn't know it was here, you'd fly straight past it, as I did on many occasions. You can see from here Paliokastro Castle, which is perched high above the bay, protecting the beach from the north winds. It was built during the Venetian times and stands as a silent sentinel, echoing centuries of history and guarding the coastline of Heraklion. At the back of the beach, you'll find a couple of traditional tavernas serving classical Greek dishes. And if you don't want to spend too much money, there's a handy kiosk right by the beach where you can get cold drinks, snacks and ice creams. There are sunbeds and umbrellas available if you're planning to spend the whole day, but there's also plenty of space to spread around with the family, or if you'd rather just relax on a towel for a few hours. And after trampsing around in the heat all day long, we finally decided that this was a great spot for a swim. And it didn't disappoint, the water was beautiful. Sometimes I just float in the water and think, what more could a person need? Warm, inviting sea, the stunning Cretan mountains, and some of the best food in the world. Well, that concludes our 3 secret, beautiful beaches near Heraklion. If you've enjoyed this video and want to discover more amazing places with us, hit that subscribe button and join us on the journey.